You guys, this person wants to give me $3.5 million. What? Okay, so maybe I don't have a Nigerian prince that wants to give me $3.5 million, but online scams are a real thing. So the FTC just released some data where in 2020, there were over 2.2 million fraud reports. And of those reports, consumers reported that they lost more than $3.3 billion. That's right, $3.3 billion. Which is up from 1.8 billion just a year ago. But you still may be in that camp that thinks, oh, that will never happen to me. I will never get scammed. Think again. Now, I obviously felt horrible for my friend. I mean, for him to lose a significant amount of money to a scam, especially a cryptocurrency scam, like nobody wants to lose money. But after he let me know what had happened and how upset he was, he also wanted to make sure that this didn't happen to anybody else. So he was willing to come on the show to share his experience on what happened and how you can prevent this from happening to you. And here's the crazy thing, like when you learn the details here, you can quickly see how easy this could happen to anybody. And the thing that just blew my mind was for him to get scammed with a cryptocurrency investment. It didn't start with a cryptocurrency app. No, it started with an app that I never even would have thought of. So I think you're gonna be shocked to learn how it all went down.
Pretty please, with sugar on top.
And you're gonna see how easy it is for you or anybody to get scammed. So please, 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 if you find some information here useful and it protects you or protects somebody else, be sure to pass it along. Please share, please subscribe, and let's find out how you can avoid to be scammed from these cryptocurrency crazies out there that are trying to take your money. All right, so let's find out what happened and a whole lot more right now. Well, man, I appreciate you taking some time to share what happened to you so that we can educate others on how a good opportunity, what seems like a safe and potentially profitable opportunity can go down in a hurry. So tell us a little bit about what happened and how this all started.
Okay. First of all, I want to say I am not a stupid person. Like, I think I have somewhat intelligence I'm more or less cautious, especially like making money and things like that. And it's one of those stories that you're like, oh, that can never happen to me. You hear other stories, you're like, how did that person fall for that? That sounds like stupid. Sort of like in hindsight, there's a couple red flags, I guess, but at the time they weren't like bright red ones. So I guess at the beginning, I met a girl on like a dating app. The story she was giving me, it may be a guy now, for all I know, I don't know, but it wasn't out of the ordinary. Like I've met other people, other females that same situation, they own their own business, they invest in the stock market, and that's kind of like, especially like if we exchange WeChat. So if I go to WeChat and I talk to this person, 99% of the time, they have a business and they want to invest or show me how to invest, yada, yada, yada. Most of the time, I'm kind of like, I don't care about it. But with this person, it didn't really come out right out the gate. We talked about like cryptocurrency and investing and stuff like that, and talked about like the apps we did and stuff, but it was kind of more like a personal get to know you thing. And she was supposed to be moving back to the States. So we kind of like kept a relationship more or less. And then she introduced me to the site. She said it was connected to Binance. That's how she traded through. She bought crypto on the Binance and then transferred it to this other account. And basically what it was Bitcoin day trading is more or less what it was. So, I've done my research on some trading stuff and cryptocurrency, things like that. And that didn't seem out of the ordinary, because I know people, the buy low, sell high kind of thing, and a lot of people do it, day trading, stuff like that. Took a couple weeks and I finally got on board. Like she showed me how to use Binance to go to Bitlont.com was the name of the website. The Bitlont site, it was kind of basic, but not generic. it was set up more like user friendly. You know what I mean? So it
Hmm.
wasn't crazy. One thing that was odd was they didn't have like the stock market stuff so much, but it did have a lot of other things. Like it was cool because there was other like traders on the app, and there was a lot of them, and you could, you would put money into your accounts, and then you would set up a link more or less. So whenever they traded, your trade would go with theirs. There was even a thing where you could watch like the trading happening, like you see your account go up and stuff. So I mean, it was a very legit setup site. It wasn't really fishy looking at all. And
Yeah,
so kind of, yeah.
and you may not know this, but like there are other investment platforms that allow you to track certain traders, whether it be crypto or individual stocks or whatever it is that their specialty is in.
Mm.
Usually you have to pay, it's behind like a paywall, could be like a membership program or something like that. But that is a thing for those that maybe don't know this, like what he is describing. Like, this is not like, oh, well, he should have figured that. Like, no, like this is a thing. Like, this is a very common thing that people will sign up for. If you don't know how to do it, what's the next best thing? Following somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. And even better, if you can follow, like basically look over the shoulder and see what they're doing in real time. Like, that is one of the ways. Before you continue, there's something that you said I want to get some clarification on.
Okay.
So after you made that initial connection on the dating app, how much time passed until this person said, hey, by the way, you should go check out this Binance or Bitlont. Is it Bitlont thing?
Bitlont, Bitlont. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe we kind of started talking about the crypto investing maybe the first day, second day, but it wasn't really a suggestion, more or less, for like a few days. You know what I mean? It wasn't right out the gate. So it wasn't really like a red flag, I guess.
Looking back, was that like just a question that this person brought up? Like, oh, by the way, like, are you interested in investing? Like, or what are your interests? Is that kind of how, did they kind of, looking back, do you feel like you got steered that direction a little bit because that's what they were prepping you for or grooming you for?
Yeah, but I mean, in hindsight, yeah, more than likely. But it was kind
nothing
of
out of the ordinary. Like, it just felt very conversational.
Yeah, because like I said, this is not anything out of the ordinary. That conversation I haven't had with somebody else. And all those other people that I've talked to that want to go to WeChat, talk about investing, maybe they were the same type of people. I don't know. I try not to assume everybody's out to get you. You know what I mean? Because I myself, I talk about trading with somebody or whatever, I'm not, a scammer. So I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. It was more like, we talked about it and she's like, oh, I'm doing trading. I just made $2,000 today or something like that. Maybe that was not the first day, maybe second or third. So she, I guess, gave out the information that she was doing this one site and made a little bit of money. And so somewhere in the course of a few days to a week of talking, she was like, you should try it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you should take a look. Like, it's working out. Like, this is, I've been testing this thing out and so far so good.
Yeah. And she said, and then she goes through Binance or whatever, which is a big trading platform. Like there's a Binance.us and then there's like a overseas Binance.
So I'm going to ask this in a way that I think hopefully I can understand. And for those listening or watching could also understand. So like whenever I was a financial advisor, I had my own investment firm and I had to use what we would call a custodian or a clearinghouse to execute all of our trades.
Right.
So for example, like Fidelity, for those that may know, you're probably familiar with the mutual fund company and 401k provider, but they also can be a custodian. So that means that if a client wants to buy some stock or an ETF, they would go through me, but I basically am going to Fidelity or somebody else to execute those trades. Like, that is not done in-house. And for those that know the name Bernie Madoff, who stole a bunch of money, he did everything quote unquote in-house, but he actually wasn't doing it. And that's when, the regulations really changed on all that. So what you are sharing is, if I look at Bitlont as like, okay, that was kind of like me in that essence, and then they're using Binance as their custodian to execute the trades. Is that a good metaphor? Does that making sense?
Yeah. I was also able to use like Coinbase too. So it's basically, so it's kind of like you buy the crypto on Binance or Coinbase, and then you transfer it to your, and that was another thing too, is the Bitlont, like you had your own account, like with your own name and number, and then your account balance and all that.
And you look back, I mean, using Bernie Madoff as a good example here. I mean, he had the same thing.
Yeah.
He was producing account statements that were completely just, made up. But I mean, it looked legit. And for those, once again, that are new to cryptocurrency, when he's saying Binance and also Coinbase, that would be like saying, hey, come invest with me. I'm using Fidelity, Vanguard as like my custodians, my clearinghouse. Like these are big, strong, reputable names. Like it just gives you like, oh, okay, yeah, like that sounds good, sounds legit. But I think you even shared previously, like you wanted to also just verify yourself. So like you did a few other things to make yourself feel like, oh yeah, like this is even more legit.
Yeah. So what I did was, after I transferred money and made a little bit of money in my Bitlont accounts, I transferred, $20, $30, $40 out to Coinbase, and the same with back to Binance. I was testing it. And then from Coinbase and Binance, I put back my bank account. So it was one half testing and the other half just to see how long it would take to get my money back. There was an issue with Coinbase because like the networks and stuff like that, but I was still able to transfer my money back. And then also for the Bitlont site, they had really good customer service, which is that, I guess that should have been a huge red flag, because any other places I've talked to, it's either email or, but I've had a couple places that, I could get them on the phone and talk to them. They were nice, but it was the customer service was really good. So that, I guess, should have been a red flag.
So, okay. I mean, but one, I want to commend you, because you hear about this great opportunity, like this person, oh, they just made $2,000. And I'm assuming there may have been some more correspondence and some more successes that this person had. That's like, wow, okay, like this is sounding legit, but like, you're still a little skittish. You want to make sure, kind of want to see it with your own eyes. So you're testing this thing out, making sure that if you put money in, you can take it out. And you did it with the two different platforms. So like you had a little issue with Coinbase, but for it to work with Binance, like, I mean, if that were me, that would have been probably enough validation that I needed to, add more money to start taking advantage. So you test this out, and then they gave you a little bit more confidence and trust. Is that when we start adding a little bit more money?
Yes. So this company offered a like membership package. So if let's say you invested or you deposited $5,000 for the month, they would guarantee you like $100 a day or 150, something like that. If you put in 10,000, you get like 500 a day or something, So it kind of gave you incentive as well. It's like you put a little bit more money and then you obviously make on the market, but they also incentivize you for having a membership in their company. And that was another thing too, is the girl that I was talking to, not every day there was a market. You know what I mean? Like you didn't make money every day. She had a quote unquote investor that she talked to, and the investor would give her a heads up, be like, okay, there's about to be a market. You know what I mean? Like, so, once every 2 to 3 days, there would be like a market. And then when there was a market, I made a little bit of money. So I'm like, okay, this person's contact knows what they're talking about. The person I'm talking to is making money. That was another thing that wasn't odd. It was like they were following the market and they knew when a good time to buy and sell was. So it wasn't like every day we're making money,
Wow. Okay. So it's given this impression that it's not like you can just get on all the time. There are certain opportunities that you need to take advantage of, like certain windows to get in. So there's like this exclusivity, scarcity, gosh, like this is, I see how this is, it's just sucking you in more and
Yeah.
more. Um,
And
so
it
you're putting,
wasn't it wasn't like the same time and same day, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
then it was kind of an overseas thing. So, sometimes it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning, my time, sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning. Like the market's about to happen. It was never like the same time every day.
So then you start adding a little bit more money, and you're also seeing some return, correct? Like you're seeing the interest being paid in, or the gains
Yeah.
being paid in.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, even like on the time when it was quote unquote on the market, like you had on the app, they have a website on the computer too. So it wasn't just like a phone app, but if you watch on the app, there was a button you could watch the trading happen real time. Like it would show you the money go up and all this too. And like it would go up and down a little bit. So I mean it was very clever, very well put together.
So how long did you have money in where it looked like that you were making profit, that you were making money?
Oh, like right off the bat. I mean, it was obviously, I put in like 500 off the bat. And then maybe it was a day or two before the actual market. And then I made, like $20 or something. So it's, they set it up at least a good percentage wise, where it's like, you know, somebody, traded $500 and they made $20 profit. That's not a lot, but I mean, that shows you that there is
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm just curious, as you've added money, you start adding more money.
Mm-hmm.
The girl that you were messaging with, is there still communication in there? Is
Oh no, I busted her out.
No, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
During this time frame of you making money, like, was she's like saying, "Oh, that's great. Like, you should add more."
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of this person, he or she, I don't know the way this person went about it was towards the end. It started to get a little nagging, which is where I started to. That's where I started to kind of like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
But it came from an approach of like, I'm doing well, and I want you to do well. I want you to make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it didn't come off as you need to put more money on. It came from a angle of, I want you to make a lot of money. I want you to do well. Honestly, I just want to say that this was never about a greed thing for me. Like the most like upsetting thing is I saw a good opportunity that I thought would work out. And if it worked out, I was kind of being the guinea pig. I would be able to like help other friends and family. You know what I mean? Like that's the most disheartening part, I think, because I was like, this is kind of easy. And like, it's not a lot of money that like I could help out, friends and family or something like that. So like, I think that was the biggest heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like you're taking your own time, doing your own research, and feel like you've discovered something that could really help and impact others.
Right.
And then that person, he or she took advantage of that. When you opened this account with Bitlont, was there any communication from them? Like, is there anybody like, I mean, you said they had good customer service, but like, did they have, I guess, like a sales rep or, some sort of financial professional that was helping you at all? Or was it just more of like,
no, not really. But I mean, I've signed up for other sites and I've
and
not
they don't.
really.
Yeah, you do like Coinbase for that. It's very much like you're expected, like you should know what you're doing. And if you need help, you can reach out to customer service, etc.
I signed up for a couple different apps like that, but I also signed up for E-Trade to do like try out penny stocks and stuff. And someone actually called me and I was actually surprised because I'd signed up for like the other apps and never got any like customer service call regarding them. So
yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm doing well and I want you to do well, that is continuing. You feel like there's more nagging. So then what were the next either red flags or things that started happening that's made you dig deeper or really question?
on top of the, like, I want you to do well was kind of going along the storyline as we're getting to know each other better, and she's actually coming to the States, and we were going to meet and possibly date or something, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
So
ooh.
it wasn't just like from a quote unquote like financial advisor area. It's more from like a we're I guess you're gonna say building a relationship, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
wow. Dear
so that's
Lord.
yeah, so that's the you kind of like you hear the ones where the older ladies or whatever get scammed by the younger dudes, like they love them and they send them all this money and stuff. And so obviously it's a little different, but I kind of get it, I guess. I mean, I would never send money directly to people like I don't know. But yeah, so this was coming more from an angle of getting to know each other.
Mm,
Um like
wow. I
yeah,
mean, they are hitting you from every angle.
yeah, pretty much. So I'm pretty sure it was a girl just because the way they wrote, and I'm not like being like dirty or sexy or anything like that, but like there was definitely like an effeminate way to the texting. So either it was a girl or the guy really knew his stuff, like how
Hmm.
to talk to somebody. You know, I got pictures and stuff from her too. They looked real, you know what I mean? I mean, if
Hmm.
I were to take a selfie or if I took a picture from a website or something, like you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
So this person did this research on this girl. So there
Hmm.
was seemingly selfie or like personal pictures, you know what I mean? And not like
Yeah.
sexy, dirty, filthy, but like just normal pictures. Then I borrowed a little bit of money and I did a big no-no and I took some money out of my credit card because I was trying to hit this number, this level. And this girl actually said that she would help me out a little bit. Like if I got too closer to the level, she would help me out to get to the level to where I would start the membership level.
Mm.
And so I did that, and then it started to get a little more and more naggy. Like one of the things that I kind of questioned was it was kind of a hurry because it was towards the end of the month, and it was kind
Yeah.
of a like hurry to get the money in before the end of the month because it was like next month the market's not going to be there, or it's not going to be it's basically it's there's not going to be a market next month. That one kind of like perked my ears up a little bit because I didn't understand. I mean, I guess I was like, okay, so the investor obviously has a good handle on the market. If there's not a market next month, then okay, I'll buy it. But then on also my thinking, a basic analogy would be if you go to this restaurant, you love it and it closes down, do you stop eating? Or do you go to another restaurant? You know what I mean? Like there's other
Hmm.
stuff to invest in. I still kind of bought it, but I think that was kind of the point where I was starting to be like, hold on, we need to step back a second.
Yeah. So then, okay, they're pushing you a little bit, getting before the end of the month,
Yeah.
and then you don't do that. And is that what happens then?
I don't know. It's like it was basically, from the angle like I want you to hit this so you can, make more money and then be part of the membership program and still make the daily.
I guess what I'm asking is like when you didn't hit that, did you hit that first membership level? Is
But
that
no. This was before I figured all this stuff out like
Mhm.
about a week or so, like about a week before the actual end of the
Got it?
month. So I
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
get to that point.
When did you know? Like what happened when you discovered what this was all about?
The person made a mistake. There's a couple things that kind of started to seem fishy in the story, I guess. One of the things, the kind of the main thing, I guess, the straw that started to break the camel's back, I don't know, was that I was talking to her and I was like, it doesn't seem, this whole situation doesn't seem real. I don't say my life sucks, but meeting a attractive woman that you connect with and then also starting to make money or on the way to make money, this is not like a normal thing in my life.
Mm-hmm.
This seems too good to be true, more or less. And then this person kind of got upset, was like thinking I was accusing this person of lying and stuff like this.
Ooh, okay.
So I think that started to raise another flag. Instead of being like, if we're talking and I was like, this doesn't seem real, whatever, you'd be like, I'm not, you would be the other way. You'd be like, no, it's real. Like, I'm not lying to you, whatever. But this person went the other way and was basically accusing me of calling her a liar, more or
Wow.
less. And then I decided to research the company and her a little more, which I guess, in hindsight, that's what I should have done in the first place. And then the stuff I found there wasn't a lot of stuff about the company.
We're talking about Bitlont, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I caught her in another lie because it said the company, it was like, I forgot what, I did a Google search. It had a very low score on this one site. And it said that they just started like in June, like this year. The membership said celebrating 10 years of service, which I'm like, okay, maybe they transferred from another company. You know what I mean? They just changed their name. It was still like, like T-Mobile buys out AT&T or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like they're still, I was like, okay, maybe or whatever. And then I saw that the company was only about a few months old. And then I asked her, I was like, how long have you been trading? She's like, I haven't lost any money. I've been doing it for 2 years. I'm like, okay, that's a red flag. So I
Haven't
started
lost any money in 2 years.
yeah.
Like tell me a trader that has never lost any money trading.
Right.
Like that. I don't care who you are. Warren Buffett has lost money trading.
Yeah. And so then I did like another Google search on scams. There's a thing through Google where you can take their picture and you can do like reverse locate or whatever.
Yeah.
And the first couple she sent me, there was nothing on the internet. And then like a couple later, I tracked it down and it was, I guess, some girl that had like it was like a travel blog / like food blog or something like that. And so then I knew, then I was like, well, I knew it was, that was pretty much game over. And so then I tried to get my money back out of the thing and then it held up. And so like previously too, like if I would send money from Coinbase, because the networks are a little different, I had to tell them and then they would make sure it went through. That kind of was a red flag, but not really. This, when I tried to get the money back, I told them and like, okay, try it again. And I did. And they said, oh, sorry, it's something about suspicious activity on my account. And I need to send them another $1,500 to get my money back. And I'm like, you guys are BSing. Like
Wait. Hold up. I want to make sure I heard that correctly. So you log in, try to get your money out, which you've already done before.
Correct.
Without any hiccup. But when you try it this time, and you're logging into your Bitlont account, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And when you go to do that, they say that there's a hold on it.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So is that like a hold, like a pop-up box says, or there's an error message? Is that I'm just trying to like.
Oh no. So I sent it from my Bitlont to Binance, and took a little longer than normal. And so I messaged them and they're like, okay. They're like, just, try it again. And we'll make sure it goes through. And so I resubmitted the transaction and waited, and it took longer again. And so I messaged them back and I was like, hey, it's not going through. And they're like, oh, looks like we can't send it to my Binance account, basically because my Binance account has flagged the money more or less, and they froze it because of suspicious activity or some kind of something like that. And so the guy was like,
how the irony in that suspicious activity.
Yeah. And so the guy said, you'll need to send us $1,500 more to unlock. And like, I was like, well,
oh my goodness. I mean, I'm just like, wait, what? I can imagine like my bank saying, hey, there's a hold on your checking account, but go ahead and send more money so that you can get your original money back. Like, doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that people do it.
Yeah.
Oh. So then you don't get the money.
Right.
And then are you messaging this lady now, or had you already messaged her? Like what's going on there?
I haven't spoke to her. It's like she closed the account, I guess. So at the end, I was like, her name was quote unquote Anna. So I was like, so Anna, should I call you Anna or should I call you? And then I found two different names for the same lady.
Mm,
And I was like, should I call you this or should I call you this? And they're like, what are you talking about? And then I sent them a link to this girl's blog. And I was like, yeah, here. And then I got a response a couple minutes later, like, yeah, that's still me. So what? And then about a minute later, the picture is gone. Like, 'cause, you know, you have like a picture of yourself or whatever. So like the picture's gone from that account. So,
mm.
and then like the Bitlont customer service app, their picture's gone too. So they, uh, they had to leave, I guess, faster than they wanted to.
Wow. So looking at this, like, is it the person? Is it Bitlont? Is it all parties involved? Like, who do you feel like if there's somebody that to protect other people, like, what do they need to look out for?
I think they're all connected. I wouldn't be surprised if the person that was Anna was also the person doing the customer service. That would be a little more difficult to do. I mean, you could do that, but I'm pretty sure they were like partners in it. And they probably have like a person that runs the website or something like that. Because it, like I said, it's the website, as basic as it was still like legit looking. And this person, Anna, I was talking to, obviously has been down this road many times. I would assume all three.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more parties involved, but I would assume they're all part of like the same little network.
Yeah. So everything that you put in, original deposit, any of the gains or profit that was made from the traders,
Yeah, it's
like
gone.
it's gone, all gone.
Yeah. I was a little lucky, like why I went to Coinbase too, is because Binance will hold your money for 10 days. So I had some money in Binance, but I was getting ready to put it into Bitlont. And before I did was that's when I kind of was able to figure it out before I sent my Binance money. So like it was basically, it was my rent. So, because I had like a little more money coming in, but because I borrowed some money, but I didn't accept that money because I figured all this stuff too late. So I had some money in the account and I borrowed more money because I would have that to pay it back next month. Like I didn't want to take the money out because obviously you want to make more money. You got more money, you make more money.
Yeah.
But I was using Coinbase because Coinbase was kind of instant. Whereas like Binance holds your money for like, if you do like a wire, I think you can do it within a couple of days. But if you do just a normal bank to Binance, like it holds your funds for like 10 days before you can do anything with it. I got lucky on that. So I was still able to pay rent.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. Like that, knowing more of the details now, I totally get how this could happen. You know, anytime people hear like scams or frauds, like, oh, how could that happen? Like, how do they not see that? And
Right.
this is why, because it's something you said earlier about you feel pretty confident that this person is a female just based on how they were communicating.
Right.
And there's part of me thinking like, gosh, I almost wonder though, like if this is a big time operation that these people have had training on
Yeah.
how to communicate as a female, or it is a female,
Right.
you know, like either one. I mean, depending on how big this operation is, I could see both in that. And it's hard. I mean, gosh, like just everything, like little subtle questions and like somebody sharing a little win. And then, oh, you should take advantage of this. Like,
Right.
you know, and I am a little, I guess, surprised that they got really aggressive at the beginning there. And,
Yeah.
you know, had they been a little bit more patient, probably could have maybe got some more money.
Yeah, definitely. The whole nagging thing, I won't call out any specific type of people, but for this type of person, like being very naggy and headstrong, like it's not out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it wasn't, I could see it like, well, this person has definitely like, headstrong opinion. Like this person knows that you'll make money. And so they're very headstrong and pushy about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, all this was coming from, I don't want to say relationship angle, but more or less is what it was. So I never
Mhm.
got, the salesman type pitch. And
Yeah.
I've done sales too, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I know certain attitudes and tricks and trades, but yeah, like I said, this person, if it would have been a little bit better on their long game, then yeah, I probably would have been out more money. But I mean, honestly, probably not, because I didn't have much more money to put in it at this point. So
That's it. Mm-mm-mm. Well, dude, I mean, let's just say, I guess, let's be grateful that they were pushy and
yeah,
it was enough to put up some red flags and, start to have you question even more. So I'm sorry you lost what you lost, but also grateful that it wasn't a whole lot more.
right.
All right, y'all, I just want to give a shout out to my buddy for coming on and sharing this experience. I mean, he could have had a ton of shame and not wanting to share this with anybody. So the fact that he was willing to come on and share his experience to prevent you or somebody that make the same mistake and get scammed by these, I mean, if there's such thing as a legit scammer, like this is a prime example. But if this happens to you, so if you find yourself in a situation where you think, oh, this could be a scam or some type of fraud, you can report this. You can go to ftc.gov, report it so that it doesn't happen again. Once again, if this was helpful to you or if you think it's going to be helpful to somebody else, please share. Like it so the YouTube algorithm gives love so more people don't get scammed and get taken advantage of. All right, y'all, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.